Welcome everyone to Magic with Class. So I was not able to finish all of the mail I had in the last video. So hopefully I do not have as many left. I can finish my mail day videos, and as you can probably see, I have my little kunai, my letter openers on my arms. So hopefully it will be easier to actually get these letters open. Okay, you see already that was much easier. Please, when you're handling something sharp, stay safe. There's a lot of tape on some of these, so little scissor can, not scissors, these little letter openers can help a bit with that. Cuts right through the tape. There we go. Oh, did I get it? There we go. I got it. So, alright, what do we have here? So these are just some extras. I don't even know. They are foil, so that's cool. From N21, we have the Turret Ogre. I did not order these. These just came to protect the card that I did purchase, but always a smart idea to give your customer a little more than they bargained for. Makes them want to come back, puts them in a good mood. So this is the red-green land, the Crag Crown Pathway, and the Timber Crown Pathway. These lands must be pretty popular in Standard right now, with Gruul Adventures and other red-green builds being pretty powerful at the moment. Okay. Let's see what else I have here. And if you didn't, maybe check out some of my other videos where I open some more mail, show some interesting stuff that you may not have seen. Did you enjoy watching the world's smallest? Alright, okay, cool. So we got some more foils. Nahiri's Binding. I see this card from time to time on Arena, usually and it's foil, usually in white decks that play a whole bunch of enchantment-based removal. And what card is this? Turn Timber Aesthetic. Enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life. 5/4 for 5. When it enters, you just gain 3, so that's not a particularly good card, but I ordered this. The Pathway, Boulder Loft Pathway, and Branch Loft Pathway in that beautiful full art. Moving right along, because I think I've talked about the pathways more than enough. Yes, I'm trying to obtain as many as I possibly can. All the pathways, and I will probably do the same when Kaldheim gets released, because there are 4 more pathways in that set to complete the cycle. That was actually probably the quickest a cycle of dual lands has been completed, as long as they're not in the same set. Well, Ravnica also had dual lands that were completed probably in the very next set, but in sets that were completely otherwise unrelated. So I don't think Battle for Zendikar and Kaldheim are, they're not like, I don't think there's an association with one or the other. So yep, another pathway. The red-white one, Needle Verge on the front, Pillar Verge in the back, Business in the front, Party in the back. That's what they say about mullets, right? Are mullets popular right now? Do many people still have the mullet look? Or is that like 80s, 90s? Am I dating myself by letting you guys know that I indeed know what a mullet is? Okay, maybe, maybe not. Another pathway. Yep, the little letter opener makes these much easier to... Okay, so actually, here is Jace, Mirror Mage. This Jace is underappreciated because it really doesn't have an ultimate. This is more like a value engine and a means to search through your deck and get specific cards. It has Kicker, which is unusual. I believe it's the first Planeswalker to have an ability quite like this. If you kick it, Jace Mirror Mage comes into the battlefield with like a non-legendary clone with the same abilities as he does, although it comes in with less loyalty. So the idea is you kick him, he comes onto the battlefield with the friend pluses and scries 2, and then hopefully you put something cheap on top of your deck, and you can use the real Jace to 0 and draw a card, and hopefully the Jace won't die because you should know what the revealed card is going to be, and then you can remove maybe 1 or 2 loyalties from original Jace. I guess you can do it the other way as well, where you use original Jace to scry, and you see something really expensive that you want, so you keep it on top of your deck, and then you basically sacrifice the illusion copy of Jace to get that card into your hand. And that, yes, came along with a Boulder Loft pathway and a Branch Loft pathway. So what's your favorite Planeswalker from Zendikar Rising? I believe Nessa is the most expensive one. In the last video I showed off just a regular version of Nissa, not a special version or anything of that nature. That was a full art though, or bordered, non-bordered, borderless Jace. Okay, nice, very nice little thank you card. Goes a long way, and it's from the beginning of November, I see. Alright, so what was actually in that? We're about to find out. Okay, get another one of these. Boulder Loft, Branch Loft. I don't think green-white is seeing a lot of play as a color combination in Standard, although I would not be surprised if that changes with the release of Kaldheim. But we will see. What color combinations do you think will receive a boost, a shot in the arm with Kaldheim? What do you even think is in Kaldheim? I'm hearing rumors of a Dwarf Planeswalker. There will almost certainly be gods, new gods. I think that was already kind of spoiled with the release of like some figures that depicted a god from Norse mythology. So I wonder how the gods of Kaldheim will be different from the ones of Theros, which is most recent. But also I wonder how they will be different from the ones from Amonkhet. And we actually saw the Amonkhet gods, well, most of them, in War of the Spark. Okay, so Badrocks, Apex of Thunder. In that showcase art, none of these mythics from Ikoria from that Apex of cycle are particularly expensive, either in the regular art or in the showcase art. And I don't think they will get expensive. I think their time in Standard is what it is. I don't think we will see many decks that use them in the future as more and more sets get released. But that's okay as well. Oh, see, another thank you note. Very nice. Some of the time I keep the thank you notes, but it is always appreciated, and I usually give feedback on Facebook. I really only give positive feedback. Even if I want to give negative feedback, I usually don't, because that can really ruin someone. So this is the Timber Crown and Crag Crown pathway, and this one, if you can tell, is foil. Sometimes the foil ones are only a few cents more than the regular ones. Sometimes they're cheaper than the extended border ones. So look around. Sometimes you can find some great deals. And again, I don't think I paid more than $3 for even the foil and even the extended art ones. Well, speaking of Nissa earlier, I showed you Jace Mirror Mage. And in the last video, I showed a Nissa that I had gotten. So right here we have, once again, just in the, oops, sorry, this is giving me regular border, nothing special, non-foil. But we have Nissa. Oh, this is a little damaged, actually. Let's take a look at it. Nissa of Shadowed Boughs. You can see that little stamp means that it's from, I don't even know, what does that stamp mean again? That it was from the pre-release or something? So this Nissa is a little damaged. Again, I'm not going to say anything about it because it could have been me as I was opening the card. I'm pretty sure I got this Nissa for quite cheap. Anyway, still playable, but definitely heavily played condition or even damaged. I would have to consider it, but that's okay. Once I put it into the sleeve, I will not even notice. So this is not a booster pack. It is just the way someone chose to package a card inside, and that card will be. You know what? I might have myself damaged that Nissa. Now that I think about it, maybe I'm being a bit too rough. So, cool way to package it. Again, the Needle Verge, Pillar Verge pathway, and I'm going quick through these pathways because I think I've said everything I wanted to say about them, and they came with the, what are these? These are like indicators that you're using a MDFC in your deck. I actually don't think I had one of those. And there's another card in here, or another, what is this? Alright, 2 bonus cards. Nothing special there. There are what? Both uncommons. Furious Rise, Control. Meh. But again, always great to see some extra stuff, right? Even if it's not like amazing. Just throw in a comment. If someone orders something from you, if you're a store, you're an individual seller on eBay, TCG Player, wherever you're selling, throw something in. So we saw Nissa, we saw Jace, and here we have Nahiri, heir of the ancients, in the borderless treatment that is exclusive to Planeswalkers. And the one thing that was a little funny about this Nahiri is that she supports warrior cards. And I don't really think of Nissa as, I don't think of Nahiri as a warrior. I would think she would support core because that is what she is. She is a member of the core race. I didn't even think cores were warriors. There are core that are warriors. I think I associate the core more with clerics. I do like that she works with equipment. In original Zendikar, the core did work a lot with equipment, so it does make sense that she would do something with equipment. I think a lot of her versions, including the mono white first version of her, had equipment sub-themes. So that's pretty cool. So I will throw that into an equipment deck. Boros equipment decks got a huge shot in the arm with Commander Legends. Plenty of new equipment and new commanders for that style of deck. Last card, and then I will have gone through all of my mail for the time being, and it's a pretty cool one, so I'm glad we are ending on this. Let me be careful. Right here we have, okay, that was in an inner sleeve. Sorry. We have Murad, Fury of Akum, a very cool warrior. I'm actually surprised this is a mythic from Zendikar Rising instead of being a mythic from Theros, which kind of had a Minotaur sub-theme in original Theros. I didn't know that Zendikar had an association with Minotaurs. It is a warrior, though. It's a Minotaur warrior. It's a mythic. It's 6/6 for 6. And each creature you control gets +1/+0 for each time it has attacked this turn. You might think, oh, that's funny to say. What do you mean by each time it attacked? But then its landfall ability will explain that right away. Whenever a land enters under your control, if it's your main phase, either main phase, I suppose, there's an additional combat phase after this phase. At the beginning of that combat, untap all creatures you control. So if you, and his ability is not limited to once per turn, so if you're able to drop multiple lands while he's on the battlefield, maybe with something as simple as like an explosive vegetation in Commander or something like that, you can take many combat steps, which is why his first ability seems rather weak, +1/+0, but it can add up. Really cool card, and this is like the showcase landfall art and treatment. And this I got for fairly cheap. These are going for maybe $5, $6, $7, $8 or more, and I think I got this for like $3. So a cool mythic rare and a cheap pickup. So hey, thank you very much for staying with me throughout all this and seeing what cards I am picking up. I appreciate everyone for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Feel free to reach out and I will probably respond. So that's all the email that I've gotten for the month of November. I may do these videos in the future. I think the next video I will do will be in the middle of November or maybe right before Christmas, if I even have enough mail to share with you. I did do a couple of videos where I opened a lot of mail from the last month or 2 months, but I may have some more interesting things forthcoming. So thank you. I'm Jeremy Class. This is Magic with Class, and I'm always reminding you to gather with class.